Hello and welcome to another weekly update. I hope you're doing well. As you can see, I'm in an airport and I'm going to be talking about why I'm in an airport towards the end of the video. So a couple of things to tell you about this week. The first of these is something I actually missed off last weekly update because it happened kind of the week before, and I talked about it in the lead up, and that is the Viva Explorers Community Day that happened in the UK in Manchester a couple of weeks ago. That was fantastic. It was a really good day. Really enjoyed it, learnt an awful lot, and caught up with some really good friends as well. I've done a whole video about it, like a video of the experience of the day as well, so you can go and check that video out. It's on my YouTube and I'll put a link in the description as well. Great venue as well. Microsoft have got some space in the UA92 building in Manchester, which is aligned to the university, I think, and it's a really good space actually. It's really conducive to, you know, what we did was a full day of learning. Really good for that. And great facilities, great speakers, great content, and just great day. So that's the first thing I wanted to just make sure I caught you up on, because I did miss it last week. Next thing to tell you about. Okay, this is about the Outlook REST API and the both the beta and the 2.0 version of the API, and plans for its deprecation. So I talked about this before, November in 2020 it was, when Microsoft came out and said, look, we're going to deprecate this Outlook API, we're going to deprecate both, you know, the V2 and the beta endpoints, because we think, you know, everything you need to do is over in Graph. Turns out that they've actually pushed that date back, because it was going to deprecate around now, I think, and they've just decided to sort of basically push the date out, and there is no end date right now. There is no deadline. Microsoft has not communicated one, so the Outlook REST API lives on. So if you're using it, then if you have not yet migrated over to Graph, you are sailing close to the wind, but you are lucky. If you have already migrated over to Graph, I think that's probably still the right thing to do, because I don't think anyone at Microsoft really likes its API anymore, and I think they probably would like to get rid of it. It's just customer feedback and also what they call customer signals, which I think means people using it. So obviously if loads and loads of people are still using the API, they don't really want to just turn it off. They do want people to go to that Graph API, at least in the majority, before they really turn it off, because it is going to obviously have a breaking change for lots of people. So that's kind of interesting. They do say they're going to target, I'm just reading the blog post now, they do have a new deprecation date in mind. They're not sharing it right now, but they have said it's going to be in 2023, but they are going to provide a 6 month notice period. So kind of from that you can glean that it's not going to be until at least June 2023. So it's still worth moving off it, but if you haven't done so yet, then maybe don't worry about it just yet. All right, next thing I want to tell you about is an really interesting blog post actually around using scripts in Microsoft Bookings. So this is kind of an IT pro thing, using PowerShell to work with Microsoft Bookings. The reason I found it useful is that it's a Q&A type blog post, and it's got lots of interesting questions in it that sometimes are a little tricky to find the answers to. So things like, you know, what happens if a calendar gets orphaned because all the admins leave? How can I, you know, get a list of like admins for a particular booking? How can I look at contacts? All using PowerShell. So good set of PowerShell samples as well in the blog post. So if you're looking for some PowerShell to get started using Microsoft Bookings, both looking at the calendar and also the mailbox, then this might be a good blog post for you. So you can go check that out. And then finally, the other thing just to tell you about, and the reason I'm here in what is Schiphol Airport in Amsterdam, is that soon I shall be flying to Copenhagen, and the reason for being at Copenhagen is for the European SharePoint Office 365 and Azure conference, which is taking place, kind of starts today actually, but it's workshop today, and then conference, the keynote starts tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday. Really big event, lots of representation from Microsoft, lots of representation from MVPs as well, lots of different subjects to be covered. It's going to be a really good couple of days. I'd say ignite levels of anticipation, because the buzz, if you like, on the different WhatsApp groups and the different Teams groups and the different community channels, there's so much chatter about this event. I've never been before, and it is spoken of really highly by those that have been previously, and I think this is its first big return since the pandemic. So yeah, it's going to be really, really good. And I'm going to do a video for it, probably just the one video for the whole event. We'll see how that goes. Maybe, I don't know, maybe multiple videos, one for each day. We'll see how it goes. But again, I never try and cover the sessions because that just seems like a waste of time. Not a waste of time, but like it's not, you know, it's a lot of effort to you know, video an entire session and also concentrate on it, and I'd rather concentrate on the content of the sessions if I'm going to attend them. I am talking all about using Microsoft Teams and Azure Communication Services together. That is on the Thursday morning, so lots of other things happening before then. So it's going to be a really good week for that, really good week for information and knowledge, and I will probably bring you my highlights on the next weekly update, I should think. Alright, I think that's everything from me. I'm going to go and do something before my plane leaves. And whatever it is you're doing this week, have a good one. And I will speak to you again next time.